The highly charged French language debate is taken on a new tone of urgency here at Queen's Park, and it's been dominating discussion. And now it's also taking on national implications. The lone PC MPP, who is openly challenging her government on the Francophone file, says she is being muzzled, and she continues her protest against cuts by her government. There were many standing ovations by the PC party in the legislature today, but again, for the second day in a row, Amanda Simard did not toe the party line and rise to her feet. And again, she sat. The rookie legislator represents a riding outside Ottawa that is 70% Francophone and has publicly challenged the Ford government's decision to cancel plans for a French university and cut the office of the French Language Services Commissioner. She says her party blocked her from speaking to an NDP motion calling for the decisions to be cancelled.
I asked if I could speak, and the list was conveniently full. But I will still try to speak.
What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there was actually so much interest in that motion that they would speak, that they would line up, and that it would get as full. My position is that we need to reverse the two decisions. The kind of backtracking, partial backtracking that we've seen, I don't feel that's enough, and I know that the Franco-Ontarians don't feel that it's enough.
Now, eventually, Simard was allowed to speak, and she claimed when she stood in the legislature that these cuts are not saving any money. Now, this is very rare for a rookie MPP to openly defy her government like this. But the whole issue is creating quite a furor that is not dying down. In fact, Justin Trudeau in Ottawa held a meeting today with opposition leaders and to discuss the French language rights. Did you make a tactical error? This seems to have national, federal implications. It's hurting Andrew Scheer in Quebec. It's helping your nemesis, Justin Trudeau, who you just laid a challenge to. Did you underestimate the backlash, the implications? Did you make a mistake?
No, I don't think we made a mistake. What we did is over the last couple days, we made a few changes. I listened. And the changes are, we have a great minister, a standalone ministry for Francophone affairs.
And here's what federal opposition members in Ottawa had to say about this whole issue.
But at the end of the day, I wanted to see a concrete measure on the table to save this university in Toronto. The Francophone University is important, and there wasn't a concrete proposition. The government said that they would be open to investing and being partners, but I think we need to actually propose something concrete to put more pressure on the provincial government.
The Ford government, the Conservatives in Ontario, need to step up and make sure that they make the demand to the federal government. It's up to them to prioritize the university. It is a project that we've supported from the moment that we became a government. When we came into power, I've clearly heard from Franco-Ontarians that this was a very important project.
Now, the Premier said he is not going to kick Amanda Simard out of the party, but I am told the PC party is losing patience with her. She has not said yet one way or the other, absolutely, if she will defect to the Liberals. Now, joining me now is Liberal strategist Jim Warren. This is quite an issue. Do you think Doug Ford underestimated the backlash that he was going to get to the Francophone file?
I think these are times when we see that Doug Ford is a rookie MPP. This is his first time out of the gate, first time working as a premier, but also at Queen's Park. So understanding those politics sometimes is quite different than his experience at City Hall. Again, I think he underestimated, but many people, I think, in the caucus underestimated the impact that a rookie, again, caucus member would come out and be so public in her dissatisfaction of the Premier's action and so principled. I mean, that's, I think, the thing that resonates with the media and the public with what Ms. Simard is doing here is it's a very principled argument for her, and it's very effective, as well as continuing to sort of muffle her and not let her speak today was a huge strategic public relations mistake.
It was, because it kept the story alive longer.
If she just got up and spoke we wouldn't even be talking about her tonight. And the fact that they didn't put her at #1 on the list allows us to make that conflict and get her message even more.
I find it really ironic that she is the one that probably was least expected to take a stand against the government and has. And many times I have often wondered when a minister is standing there defending a government decision if they're holding their nose and if they really support it, but they're not defying Doug Ford.
And they're not in such a public way. So it's not unusual for any government, Liberal or Conservatives, to have caucus members in the first 6 months. They don't get into cabinet. It's not quite the dream job they thought it was, and they're a little bit grumpy. But normally they'll go with colleagues, have a glass of wine after work and do it, not in such a public way. But here in this case for this member, this is her own political survival. She probably will lose this seat if she can't get the Ford government to turn the tables and tell a different story.
It's generally a Liberal seat, and it's 70% Francophone. So she is in a really tough situation.
She's in a very tough situation. It's self-preservation. But I also think the good news for her is she's helping out Andrew Scheer. I mean, this is impacting big-time Quebec politics. Liberal cabinet ministers that I've talked to are just relishing the fact of Ford cutting Francophone services.
Is hurting Andrew Scheer.
Hurting Andrew Scheer. And the NDP collapse. This is 6 to 12 seats more for the Liberals come 2019, which is just around the corner.
Quickly, let's discuss tomorrow. The Ford long-awaited climate plan is going to be unveiled. What do you think? I mean, he's also sparking another major war with the federal Liberals, and he laid a challenge at Justin Trudeau's feet yet again today.
Right. Well, he's got an ace up his sleeve for tomorrow in that Rod Phillips is a very pragmatic and established, really effective communicator. His challenge is going to be, and I'm told, that they're going to try and do a judo flip, make this more about a story holistically about all environmental services, clean health, clean air, clean water, recycling, those types of things, rather than just about the carbon tax. That being said, it's clear that the Ford strategy is going to be to put the onus on corporations to change rather than consumers. And we've seen in the past in other countries like Australia that is not working. Doesn't work.
So how will they defend? This will be very interesting, and you're giving my question for tomorrow in the scrum. How will they defend adopting a policy that looks like it's not working elsewhere?
Right. He's going to say it's for the people. I'm going after the companies rather than the people. And again, it's going to be interesting to see how Rod Phillips handles this, because he'll be the guy who has to fall on the sword for Ford on this issue.
Jim Warren, always great to talk to you. Thank you.